Hello YouTube and welcome to another toy review. This time I'm going to review 3 of the Gormiti figures. These are the Transforming Lord Gormitis, and this series is something I'm absolutely not familiar with. This series is way beyond my childhood, so I can say I have never even seen any of the episodes of this one. It's pretty popular in my country, and these action figures are sold everywhere, and not just these 3 but all the others, and they have little small ones, they have bigger ones, they have play sets and everything. So I was just curious about these things, but was too lazy to get into really and check the series out. I think it's an Italian cartoon, and to tell you the truth, it didn't really look too inviting to me. It looks like one of those fake animes that just look like animes but don't really play like one. I guess I'm not even sure if it was drawn by Japanese people or Italian or whatever. So anyway, I just found these 3 guys on eBay, and they were really cheap, so I figured I would give them a try and see if they are any good or not. I deliberately didn't check on the show or the names. I think the names are Nick, Toby and Lucas, but to tell you the truth, I have no idea which one is which. And I think it's good this way. I kind of prefer to, have my own little story about these guys and not rely on the TV show. First of all, because I think it's kind of crappy, and second of all, I just like the mystery of it. So bear with me and let's check these guys out. So first we have this guy here. As far as action figures go, he's pretty cool, I guess. Pretty basic though. You have arm swivels, the head doesn't even move, it's too bulky. The legs move up and down, and a little bit of knee movement. And also this weird joint here that will be used by the transformation. The transformation is really easy. You basically get this guy on all 4s, get his feet parts on, and that's basically it. On the back he has this Rhino head, which is on this little peg here, so you can just remove it, or you can just keep it on his back and store it there, because it kind of stays there. It makes it a little bit back heavy, but it's not a big deal, and this way you can make sure that you don't lose the head part if you don't transform it. Oh, he also has a tail here, which is also movable. Nice figure, pretty sturdy. Just for size comparison, here you can see him next to He-Man, so you can see he's a little bit shorter than an average He-Man figure, but on the other hand bigger than a G.I. Joe, so it won't fit any of the lines if you want to use monsters for them. This guy kind of reminds me of the Thing from Fantastic Four, and so far I can tell that he must be the muscle of the team. So let's transform him and see how it looks. As you're doing the transformation, you see these little sockets here, and it's really easy. You just turn these around and push them in so they are firm. After that you just take the hands and slide them back in like this. So that's basically it. Here you have to turn the tail around and do the same thing again, like this and like this. I have to tell you, I really like the details. Although they are not colored, it's kind of a bad it kind of would have been nice if these spikes were a bit colored and painted here, but still I very much like the details on these spikes, and I think they look really well. And at the end you put on the head and you have your Rhino guy ready. So that is him. Pretty cool little rhino with 3 horns on the head, some horns on the back. It's pretty well done, I like it. If you don't really turn it upside down, then the visible head is not even a big problem, because in this way it's barely visible. So it looks cool, I really like it. Although this position kind of reminds me of this. So yeah, I think it looks a bit like a Pokemon, just for me, probably a stone type, and I guess that comes from the theme of the cartoon, because I guess these guys are also elemental types, so that's okay. So let's see another one. This is the green guy. I think it's Nick, maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, so he's also transforming. I'm not sure if they do transform in the cartoons too, or is this just a feature of the toys. It's definitely not the main feature, because not most of the toys in this series transform. Actually, I think these are the only 3 that they do. They have just regular action figure versions, they have the mini versions. I really can't wrap my head around which one is which, but I think these are the main characters of the show, so I'm really glad I got them. So this dude looks like a grass type Pokemon to me, but I really like it. It looks really cool. He has some cool details on the face, and really nice details on the skin too, even on the legs. He has a tail too, and you can also put the head as a backpack on his back, so you won't lose it. The transformation is basically the same as I just showed you. He just gets on all 4s and you put on the head, and that's it. So I'm not going to waste any more time doing this, showing that on camera. So this is what you end up with. I guess he reminds me kind of the Banta from Star Wars, mainly because of these hairy parts on his face. But I really dig this look, and I think it looks really awesome. I love the whole sculpture of this thing, and this is really cool. These shoulder blades, I think they look like this when you have it in action figure mode or warrior mode or whatever, but you can just slide them down like that, so it gives this a little more armored animal look, and I think it's really cool. The tail is also movable, but you don't have to turn it around like in the case of this other guy. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I think the transformations are fun. It definitely has a lot of value for kids. You get cool action figures, you get cool transformations with them, and they turn into cool Pokemon-like animals that can fight, and just, it's really cool. I like it. However, and let's discuss this last guy here, and let's just get everything out of the picture, because this guy, I really tried hard to like him, but I just can't. I mean, the whole thing starts with this. He keeps falling apart. You have to put the hair on separately, and I quite like this hair. It's like tentacles, but it's also like really orange, I think the color scheme is great. I like the dark blue with these bright orange parts, but I really wish it would stay on properly, and it doesn't. And these little tentacles are also movable, and they don't really serve any purpose. First I thought maybe they can keep the hair on a little better, but they can't. And my biggest problem with this action figure is that the arms are absolutely not movable. You see, they can move like this because of the transformation, but they are not even swiveling around. You can't do anything. I mean, if I got this figure as a child, I think the first thing I would have done is to broke off one of the arms accidentally because of trying to pose it, and you can't. And what's worse, you can't even pose it at the elbow, because the elbow won't bend either. It bends in this direction, but it doesn't bend any further. And it's also because of the transformation. This just sucks. This makes it a really crappy action figure, because it loses its action figure value. And also, on this part, he has a hole on his hand, so I guess he could hold onto a weapon or something, not that it comes with any weapons. And on this part he doesn't even have it, and it looks like they tried to give him a hole right here, but that's the back of the hand, and this is just bad design. Okay, the legs move barely, and it moves all the way back because the back part of the legs are hollow, which also gives you this really cheap feeling. I really don't like this figure. The backpack part is removable, and this is a kind of an octopus thing. You can put some of the tentacles on it, the middle ones. They are removable. I don't think the other ones are, but maybe they are, I'm not sure. So this is the basic figure you have. I guess if the octopus part is not on the back, maybe you can put the hair on a little bit better, but then it just stands out like that. I don't think this looks good at all. It's hollow here because of the transformation. It's hollow here again because of the transformation. It just doesn't really look good at all. And what's worse, the transformation doesn't look good. I mean, the transformation is quite difficult to start with, and you end up with a mess basically. It's supposed to be an octopus. You have this part you have to use, which is probably the first thing the kids will lose. And again, if you want to transform it, the legs are supposed to bend all the way back. But they don't even. One of them does, but the other one just doesn't. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because it's just one part, so it's not even a double joint. So it should go all the way back, but somehow it doesn't, and I don't really want to force it because I'm afraid I'm going to break it. I guess I kind of forced it. So yeah, so you have the legs like that. You do something with the arms, which I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do with them, because the descriptions are really bad, and the instructions that come with it, it's just a mess. It's hard to even read. It's like, well, it's not as good as the ones the Transformers come with. So I guess you should do something like this with the arms. I'm not even sure. And then you put this, and first you put this part on, which I'm fairly sure I will not be able to put on properly because of the leg transformation that doesn't work. It's a big pain. So if your kids are, oh, look at this, I did it for the first try. So anyway, if your kids are not a big fan of this character and they are asking you to buy them a Gormiti toy, just don't buy this one. Buy whichever the hell they want, but not the octopus, because it's just a huge mess. Look at it. So this is the end result you get, and I just don't like it. I'm sorry. So these are the main characters of the Gormiti cartoon and the Transforming Lords figures. I think they are quite good and really cool. They have a lot of play value except for this one, which is just a mess. And again, if you want to buy them and can find the 3 of them cheap, I'm sure you can, because I found them on eBay and I wasn't even looking for them, then just buy it, because it's great. It's fun toys, and it's, for me, as someone who doesn't even know anything about this series, I think it's fun to just start imagining backstories for these guys, and they are really fun figures. So thank you for watching my review, and stay tuned because I will be doing some more pretty soon. Take care and bye bye.